Welcome everybody, Wigglesworth here, and today it's a sort of a downer day. It's the anniversary of September 11th, and I just think this is a good time for us all to talk about where we were when we found out, heard the news, and all that. I have a feeling that some of you are going to be too young to, you were born or just grew up post 9/11. I know that there's some things that I was alive for, but I was like 5 or 6 and didn't really affect me. They weren't. I don't know. You don't absorb how important those things are to you. So I hope it's not in bad taste that this is over Black Ops 2 commentary. At least this isn't on Aftermath or some sort of city level. But I'm from Indiana, and so no real ties to New York or just living in a big city that has some sort of terrorist ties. I don't know. There's nothing close to Indiana that I think would ever get attacked or terrorized. So, so I'm from Indiana. I was about 12 years old, and I was in middle school, and the attacks happened early morning in New York, and I think that the towers actually collapsed before noon. I think it was like 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. So that means I was just starting my day in class. Indiana is really close to New York in time zones. It's only one away. We're on the Chicago time zone where I'm from originally. So we were just starting class, and the whole day was slowly put up as a throwaway day. It happened, I think, in first period. Some of the teachers were like, "Oh crap, did you hear? Like, is this serious? Are you kidding me?" And I think by third period, we had like 8 classes in a day. I think by our third period, every class had just stopped, and it was just on television what was going on and watching all the news reports. So it was surreal. I think growing up, like, I just thought every pair of buildings was called the Twin Towers. I just didn't understand the significance, I knew that those were, legitimately the coolest and the biggest Twin Towers. Sorry, this is from the point of view of a 12-year-old, so I'm trying to retell it as I remembered the events happening. So we had the presidential addresses later on that night, but I was just sitting in class, and it was weird. We went between, like, during passing periods, you'd walk to the next class, you sit back down, and then you watch the little, like, CVT or whatever you call them, the little tube TVs that were up in the corner on this little arm, and you just sort of had to try and figure out what was going on, whether it was a terrible accident, as everybody thought it was at the beginning, and then as soon as second plane hit, you kind of realized that it was something much bigger than that. So that's where I was. I want you guys down in the comment section below. I know some of you guys are international viewers. You're not from the United States, so it was world changing, as the U.S. has some world influence, and they went and invaded or attacked or whatever you want to call it, tried to liberate, or did. I'm not trying to get into political aspects of it. I'm just trying to get into the happenings of, it happened and it existed, and it. So my uncle is actually a firefighter, and that's in Wisconsin, and he took part in some activities that went on in New York the following weeks and days, whether that was fundraising or soup kitchens or just giving extra support because of how many firefighters in New York died that day, or the infrastructure of the city was so crippled after that. So I think that it was an event that I'll always remember. It's something that I can say that I lived through, and it's unique. Every generation will have something that'll affect you, and the younger, or the generations before me, have had world wars, and I think this is the first one of mine, but everybody will live through a few, and hopefully there are a few more good things that happen before bad bad world happening. So I look forward to that. I think that humans are inherently good, and they will be able to figure it out. And just through future generations, you know, learning from the past, I think that each event is sort of unique. But I think that we're slowly improving. We've learned from the past, and hopefully good will conquer evil. So that's it for now. This is one of these gameplays I was talking about where I got a bunch of load stars but no swarms. So hope you don't mind fast forwarding through those, and hope we can have a calm conversation about this. Again, I don't think that it needs to be political. I just think that I wanted to let you guys know where I was. It was probably communications class, and we just sat and watched. So that's it for now. Have an upbeat day. Sorry about that. Wigglesworth out.